Hello, Big Beefy Burger Biter here with another episode of The Binding of Isaac Repentance. We're going to go back onto the funny challenges. We're going to do the Family Man Challenge. A challenge I like a lot. It's fun, and you unlock a really good item. Ooh, I can get 1 bomb for 3. So, Family Man, you start with a lot of items, actually. Like, a lot of really good items, too. You start with everybody's favorite brother Bobby, everybody's favorite sister Maggie, and everybody's favorite rotten baby. All items I think are good. And then you start with a BFF, which doubles the damage of your familiars, which makes this run even easier because both sister Maggie and brother Bobby have been, in fact, buffed to where they are even better now. I was looking for that secret room. And you start with Dad's Key. What the... See, Dad's Key doesn't work on these. I want to get that, though. Dad's Key is a cool item. It unlocks all doors. And we're going to be able to get this item. I do not know what that does. It's actually one of the few items in the Binding of Isaac that I don't know what it does, so I can't even be your guide here. And no, I am not one of those gamers that uses a wiki to play a video game. Which I guess that can be my funny topic for this this run. I guess I'm like spoiled that I'm a person that enjoys video games. That runs counter to when I play them and hate them. But I really do just miss the days where you would play a video game and not have to. You don't like. There are so many people that look up a wiki for everything. Like, here's a good example. Dark Souls. I like to make fun of Dark Souls competitive people. Like, it's not like Dark Souls tryhards, I guess is the way I can put it. People that just play Dark Souls a lot. As being the people that are like, oh, I beat that guy one try. Oh yeah, it's just easy. I mean, I looked up a guide of exactly all of his attacks. The build that I'm currently using. And I've seen all this stuff about it. But I beat him first try. Yeah. I looked up everything. And then meanwhile, I'm here, not looking up anything, grabbing an item, seeing if I like it, and if I like it, I just use that. Like, I played Dark Souls 1 without a guide the entire game, with the exception of like Anne Orlando. You have to jump on that ledge to get into like the church area where the painting is. Like, I looked that up because I literally could not find where to go. But I was like, I would be like, okay, here's a new weapon, let me try it out. Is it fun to use? Was the answer yes? I used it. Is it more fun to use than the one I'm currently using? The answer yes. I would use it. It's not more fun than the one I had. I didn't use it. I ended up using I think it was a longsword. But like, when I played that game, I didn't need to be like, Zealander is here. Go here. Go to Zombieland and get the fucking poo-poo great axe. Cut the dragon's tail. That's a good one. Cut the dragon's tail off to get the sword you're not going to use. I'm going to continue the theme of babies. And I'm like, okay, well, it really ceases to amaze me how much, like, people just look up things. I've been playing, I have been playing Dying Light 2 with my good buddy, my good friend. I might get hit here. Scum Dog, Marco. And I mean, he's pretty much doing the story for me while I run around and just do stupid shit. That's pretty much what this has become. But, he would look up, like, he looked up where, like, the Easter egg weapons are, like, the dev room. There's a bunch of stuff in here. These are all, like, spoiler shit, I guess. Sorry if you haven't played the game. But, like, they put Easter eggs in their games. They did it in the first one, and they for sure did it in the second one. So he's looking up all this stuff, and it's like, I really just am like, I just don't look at wikis for, like, the meta item. Which it's not really the meta item, it's what stupid Mario Brothers shoes are in the game. But I've, like, never done that with games. Unless I was, like, super stuck on, like, something, I would, like, look it up. And it's funny, because I'm thinking about it now. I never beat it, because I had to mod my Wii, and it deleted my save for it. But, I played Twilight Princess, and there's, like, the very first dungeon puzzle that is obviously, hit the things in the order on the ground. I don't want the key then. I don't want the, that book. At least not yet. I think I'm gonna go with this book. There's a puzzle in that game where it's literally just, and by puzzle I mean, there's a pattern on the floor, or like a line on the floor. Hit these 4 windmills in that order. It's literally like it's made for babies, so they can learn it. Like, it's the easiest shit in the world. I spent 20 minutes trying to figure out why the fuck it wasn't working. So I literally was like, this is not working. The puzzle literally wants me to do this, guaranteed. And so that game is actually fucking terrible. Holy shit. Like, this went from wiki reading to, like, Breath of the Wild on a Wii is a buggy shit game. It wasn't working for 20 minutes. I was like, okay, what the fuck? I'll sleep on it. Just not care. I came back, did the puzzle again. Well, I got to that section. Like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take too long to get to that part. And I did it in the order that I've tried, like, 4,000 times. Works first try. What the fuck? Why was it not working before? And, I guess the answer is, for some reason, the the Wii version of the game just sometimes doesn't like puzzles to solve. And what is my my backup for this? The water temple. Another easy puzzle. And by puzzle I mean it literally shows you what happens. Get the staircase to flow the water to the correct location, and the door will open. Right? Easy. That's what it like. It's telling you how to do that. So obviously, I'm the door that the door I had near the water pointed to is not opening. So I'm literally like reading the wiki, like, okay, so this is supposed to happen. This door is supposed to open when you do this specific thing, and it's like, okay, well, I've done the specific thing. When will the door open, please? The door was just not budging. I spent an hour and 40 minutes wandering around, not making any progress. And I finally was just like, fuck it, I'm not playing this game today. And then I looked up the wiki. Like, I did everything I needed to do. There was like a ledge with a chest that I didn't grab that I grabbed in the video, and it had like rupees in it or something. It didn't have like a key in it. Actually, I think it did have a key in it. And I grabbed that key, and then I kept trying to use the fucking like water flowing thing. It still wouldn't work. So it's like, okay, yep, I have the key I needed for the door in the next area, and I still can't open. I still can't open this. I'll just sleep on it again. Guess I'll figure it out another time. Wow, that's generous. Load the game back up. Similar situation to last one. I move the staircase in the main part of that dungeon one time. I'm shooting my teammate. I move it one time, door opens. Okay. Okay, high group. And you know what? I like that game. But I had to reset it to mod my Wii. But now that I'm really thinking about that, like I just got to the desert as the Wolf Link, and I stopped playing. I thought it was a good game, and I don't think I ever need to play it again, because now that I'm thinking about it, there's definitely going to be another dungeon that does just not work. Oh, and another thing that happened before that, like, you're supposed to rescue monkeys in cages. One of them just wouldn't open, no matter what I did. Yeah, I don't need to play that game. It is a good game, but I guess the Wii port's buggy, so just don't play it. Take those, speed down, fuck you. Alright. Oh my god, that speed stat. But I'm like, what is another game that we like, where you like wiki read how to do stuff? Because I don't. I guess like a good point here is with this game, I actually want that trinket. It won't do anything for me, but I want it. I dodged that, by the way. Fuck you. Still gonna have to kill these guys. Probably like 2 of them over here. Nope, just 1. With the Binding of Isaac, I guess I have, like, at some point looked up, because a lot of the items just don't have any, like, any tells for what they actually do. But, like, I don't know what that locket does. I haven't looked up what it does. I didn't go wiki read what it does. But I would do that. I wouldn't do that with a lot of items. I think the point here is I would usually grab an item in Isaac first, and then read it. Okay, well we're gonna grab both of those. Because no, we're not. You wanna know why we're not gonna grab both of them? Because the game hates me. We're grabbing both. Because I can't benefit from Guppy other than having flight. I still grabbed it anyway. Because I don't think I'm gonna ever, like, die. So, like, here's a good example. A lot of people complain about, in this game, item descriptions not being clear, and that is a valid, complaint with this game. But the reason that's like that is so you can, like, it's to piss you off, actually, now that I think about it. Because that's really what it is for you to grab, like, Isaac's heart and then realize it's the shittiest thing in the game. It's to have you do stuff like that. Or, like, to surprise you, to be like, oh, well, Curse of the Tower is actually terrible. Maybe I shouldn't grab it. Okay, we'll grab that. Get destroyed. But, I usually, I do not look up an item description for an item until I have obtained it. Because, especially when, like, some of these, like, Afterbirth Plus items came out, like, Gold Horseshoe, Gold Horseshoe for a while actually just had the wrong item description. This is Mr. Me. Yeah, I don't even want this. So, like, it was completely useless. Speed down, yeah, I thought it was a speed down kill. Like, to be like, oh, I need to go look up what this item does, and then doesn't even do what the item does on the description. Or, like, some of the items are like that. When they first came, like, it would just be like, trinket effect, unknown. Because people didn't know what they did yet. I guess because they, like, you couldn't unpack Isaac's DLC yet, because, like, they put it in a new format. Good idea. But yeah, so what does this item do? I don't know. So like you would go looking at like there's a couple trinkets for on that DLC. I was just like, okay, it literally did nothing the whole run. What the fuck does this thing do? Okay. So I looked up a couple of those, but again, it is after I have experienced what it does. Probably not going to be using this guppy hairball. Using Guppy's hairball, by the way. Guess I could benefit from Guppy if I got enough funny items. Just gonna speed this up a little bit. It's taking a lot longer than a pizza would to reheat in the oven. I knew I was gonna get stomped when I was doing the stupid spins. I don't want any of these. At the same time, why not, right? Black powder. If you now drop black powder. If you spin around in a circle, you pledge your soul to Satan. Tender rock. Nothing for those. Probably will need them. Explosivo is pretty good. Can't use it though. All these are pretty good. I'm gonna go with the Peeper's Eye. And now I have to do boss rush because I had a card for it. Like I didn't like. Here's a good example of like me liking the surprise and stupid shit in this game. The very first trinket I picked up in this game was Mom's Toenail. And if you remember from like the very first like run of this, like one of the first runs of this game, I found Mom's Toenail. Mom's Toenail occasionally just makes a mom's foot hit a random spot in the room. I would not describe that as good, but had I looked up the wiki and been a little baby boy, because I can't just learn in game, I wouldn't have found getting stomped on by Mom's foot funny. Because it was funny. Oh, yeah, my speed, by the way, is like awful. Like, fuck these enemies. Particular. It's just like I don't like looking things up. I like learning. Here's another good example. Like I like to shit talk. I love to shit talk Overwatch. There's so much just wrong with that game. Just like it's just such a convoluted like shit fest of like just bad decision after bad decision. I love to shit talk Overwatch. Nothing more brings me joy than letting Overwatch know it's a bad game. But I hate how nothing in that game damage-wise is displayed to you at any point. Like here's a good example, right? Okay, so like the game does not have damage numbers. Like this is the kind of game where you need the wiki to know what the fuck your character even does. Like this is like terrible. Oh, you gotta read the patch notes every time. Why is this shit just not in game? Why can't I just go into the training arena? Like, you can't just have this information displayed for you. And the good example, yeah, is damage numbers. I want you to be honest if you've played Overwatch. The only way you will know how much damage a thing does in Overwatch and I'm going to use McCree as the example, is if it hits you. And then you have to like be like, oh, well, did I get hit by like 3 other things at the same time? Because this is Overwatch we're talking about. Getting focus fired into instant death is part of the game. I could take 2 of these and die. I think I want to, because it'd be funny. So we're going to do it. Yep, that's a good one. And that's another good one. And I can take another one. Hey, Ghost Baby. But in Overwatch, I'm gonna make this this assessment. If you did not either read the wiki or were told by somebody else, would you know how much damage McCree does? You either had to read or have been told that information. Because you can't just know the game. Like, that's something I like about like Team Fortress 2's damage numbers, is now I know, like, oh, okay, well, the grenade launcher, when you hit a guy, does 100 damage. That's easy. And then you have Paladins that takes that information, like 10 steps forward. Like, Paladins does an insane job with that. Or, like, literally they'll give you how often a gun does damage, how much damage it does, and, like, it does have a certain level of, like, in Paladins, for some reason, you have, like, 2,000 health instead of 200, so, like, whatever. I'm not gonna be like, it works for the game, for the most part. Especially because there are a lot of, like, tiny tick, like, 50 damage things, or, like, 5 damage, or this thing does 5 healing, or, like, whatever. There's a lot of stuff like that. But the thing about that, it's like, they just give you, like, so much information that it's, like, mind-boggling how that's just not the standard. And I'm gonna continue this story of games that you have to look up this wiki to figure out how much damage is, like a thing does. I'm gonna go with Halo Infinite here. Halo Infinite is still a console game, in the sense that it literally doesn't give you any information at all. If you've played Halo Infinite, or seen Halo Infinite at any capacity, and now I'm gonna say you play, ooh, I don't have Holy Mantle, I can't just do stupid shit. You have either watched somebody or yourself picked up any of the side, like, ground items. You picked up, like, oh, the laser cannon. I don't know what any of the gun names are because they changed them all. And they're all fucking bad. You picked it up, shot it, failed to kill the guy you started shooting at first, who was headshotting you with the pistol, and thought to yourself, why would I just not have a pistol? Because you start with a pistol, and the pistol is literally better than 80% of the guns you will find on the ground, because none of them give you any information of how much damage they do. None of them. There's no such thing as damage numbers. I do not know how much damage a gun does in Halo Infinite because I haven't looked it up, and therefore nothing has an impact. But when you play something that gives you that information, you're like, oh, okay, Paladins. Oh, that arrow does 1,200 damage. Oh, that grenade does 100 damage in fucking Team Fortress 2. Just like good game information, you know? Here's another Overwatch comparison. You have if you have, share with the class. I have definitely gone into the training arena when a new character comes out and had to ask the question, how much damage is this gun actually doing? I don't even know how much health the training bots have. I don't know if they have 200 health or 250 health. Oh, how do you not know that? I haven't looked it up, that's why, and there's not a wiki page that's like, oh, the training bots have 2,057,000 HP, and it's like, okay. Cool. I'm glad I have to look up the wiki for this, instead of just learn. Because again, with the whole learning thing, most of the information I know about Team Fortress 2, that shit game I don't like anymore because it's bad, terrible, awful, garbage bot game. Dead bot game. most of the information I have from that is literally, like, self-taught. Where it's like, I look at a weapon and I'm like, oh, this thing has increased switch speed? That'd probably work really well with, pyro. Oh, this thing does this? Yeah, that's pretty good. And, I haven't, like, looked up... There's, like, occasional, like, just, like, fucking engine exploits that I have to look up in that game. Like, fucking trimping and shit like that. Can I just go down? No. Could increase my damage. That'll be useless, though. Just so much shit in... I just want to be able to play a video game and not have to look up anything. What's the video game I played recently? Rogue Legacy. I played it about a year ago. I haven't looked up shit in that game. I didn't have to look up what a thing did before, and that game... that game has the same Isaac criticism, where you don't know what an item... Like, literally, if you don't pick up an item, they have item descriptions of what stuff does. But, you have to pick it up once to see what it does. And, people are not happy about it. Owie. Owie zowie. I think, see, here's the good example. I'm taking the information that I just got hit. I don't need to look up wikis to figure out what shit does in video games. So, that locket that I've gotten, said it gave me a soul heart, and it said I felt protected, and it looked blue. I'm taking my item knowledge, my previous item knowledge of all the items I have collected in this run, and I can make the assessment that I took damage and a soul heart just dropped there. There wasn't a blue flame there. All this information I know about this game, through me just learning the game, I can make the assessment that by it feels protected, it is probably an item that occasionally, if I take a hit, I end up dropping a soul heart. And if I'm right on that one, I don't need to look it up. Because just from me thinking about it, yeah, that's what that item has to do. Wow. I didn't have to look up the wiki to figure out how much fucking damage McCree's gun does. I didn't have to figure out, wow, what fucking sword I want to use and Dark Souls when there are literally hundreds of them and I can experiment and learn. But learning is hard now. I gotta learn where all the secrets are. I gotta learn where all the Faz coins are in fucking Five Nights at Funkin's. But, I guess I'm spoiled because, I mean, video games aren't even, like, video games anymore. They're literally just, like, Call of Duty games with boxes and fucking cosmetics they want you to buy for $20. Or, like, Valorant that wants you to spend $50 on a texture. Oh, this texture is worth more money. Trust us. Other games, you'd buy a skin for like $3. This one's $50. You wanna know why? Because CS does it. Yeah, but in CS, that $50 knife's actually still worth $50. I can sell it to somebody else. Oh, well, we can't do that in our game, because we wouldn't be making money for it. Because that's how games are made now. They're not made to be like, well, they're not made to be like complex, learn, anything like that. They're just made to be, money makers. I'm getting hit a lot here. So thanks, Isaac. Thanks for being a video game and not a fucking... Thanks for being a video game and not a bill payment that I'll forget about after a year. It's been a solid 10. I'm still coming back to you, Isaac. I really appreciate really every single thing that, like, Edmund and his team have done. Because They've just made a phenomenal game. And not a fucking bill payment. Also, I thought I was unlocking a different item. Alright, well, if you enjoyed that episode, I'll see you in the next one, and take care. Also, it's Valentine's Day today when I'm recording these. Guess that's worth mentioning. Oh!